Shanny Finnessy here, doing a recap of Miss America 2022 that just aired on Peacock Network. Like, what is that? Let me just actually start by saying, so I know I'm old, okay? I'm 43 now, but I still watch network TV. So why does a pageant have to be on some kind of streaming thing that I have to download the app, fill out all my information? Like, can we just turn the TV on and watch a pageant like the old days? Got a problem with that. Real quick, yes, I'm in a bathroom. My last pageant video was also in a bathroom. Because I have 3 little kids, 5, 3, and 1, and they can sniff me out in this house. So I'm trying to escape from them so I don't have little kids running in. And this is pretty much the only place that I have a chance at that. And even that's kind of slow. I'm sure they're gonna be coming in here any minute. But then I was like, so I was setting up the camera and I was like, oh, it's kind of like bathroom beauty pageant recap. But then again, this is Miss America and you're not allowed to say the words beauty pageant. Scholarship program is what we're supposed to say. And just before I even start, I debate even doing this recap. I watched the pageant, but I was like, not many people watch the pageant. It's not really even relevant anymore. So I didn't even do my hair. So I'm sorry, guys. This is like fresh out the shower, not even blow dried. I think I might have combed through it earlier, but this is what she got. So whoever is watching, the 15 of you, and I'm gonna say real quickly, I have got a problem personally with the Miss America program. Now, the way that I'm connected to it, I was Miss Missouri America in 2002. I competed at Miss America in 2002. Didn't even place in the top 20. Didn't even place. Nothing. Which that had its own issues. But I since was invited on Gretchen Carlson, a former Miss America who also ran the Miss America pageant a couple years ago. I was invited on her show on Fox and Friends to discuss Miss USA photos that were taken of the contestants. And yes, we still call them contestants. We don't call them whatever you guys call them in Miss America, candidates. Cutting to the chase. She brought me on, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning in LA. So I'm like, thinking we're just gonna chat about these photos. 'Cause they were super sexy and there was some controversy over it. She was so aggressive on that interview and she was saying things like she wouldn't give me a chance to talk. I was trying to get my 2 cents in and she would just be like, yeah, and that's why Miss America right now is doing this and that. She just had no grace. And ever since then, I did a little recap on that and was like, this is perhaps the reason why they say Miss USA is the girl next door, Miss America is the girl that Miss America is the girl next door, Miss USA is the girl you'll want next door. Perhaps that's the reason. Well, after that, I was supposed to judge the Miss Missouri America pageant. And because I posted that, talking about, just how disrespected I was by Gretchen, I had flown to Missouri to host the pageant. Like the day or so before I was supposed to leave, I got a call, not even from the directors, from the talent guy who I'm friends with, who said, hate to say this, but unfortunately you can't host the pageant, that we were notified by the national organization of Miss America that if you host our pageant, that we could run the risk of losing our franchise. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Why? And the excuse was, well, you are a USA girl. And I'm like, but I won Missouri America. And it was like, yeah, but now you're a USA girl. Okay, so I'm gonna sabotage the pageant. So I have got my issues with the Miss America system. So the fact that I'm even doing this recap, and I also have to say this, we just had a big reunion a couple of years ago in Missouri. Was it the 25th anniversary, I think? I don't recall. And I went back for it. And I had expressed on social media my dislike because they asked for all of the formers to wear their crowns. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a grown woman with kids. I don't wear crowns anymore. Like, it just feels weird. Can I not wear the crown? And I was treated terribly by a certain person affiliated with the pageant who actually looked me in the eyes and said, we made you. We made you. And this is how you're gonna treat us. I was like, oh, just because I don't want to. I think that the only only girl who wears a crown should be the outgoing queen or the current one. I don't think girls who won a crown 2 decades ago should be wearing that crown today. So it was after that I told myself I will never step foot back in this pageant arena again, the Miss America side. But alas, here I am giving a critique because I watched and wasted 2 hours of my life. So I feel like you all need to hear my thoughts on it. I don't think I'm alone in those who watch it that says that this is it was a terrible pageant. It was a terrible pageant. I felt like I've watched local pageants that were better than this. And here's why, and I'm not being nitpicky over this. The sound alone. So Erica Dunlap, before Miss America first came out, she was actually Miss America the year that I was Miss USA in 2004. And she's trying to host, and there's this loud background music that's just blasting. And then it would stop, and she'd keep talking, and then it would start up again. The sound mixing was all over the place. The lighting, like at times the host was in the shadows. It was just, that alone, I was like, this shouldn't even be an issue, and it is. So then I thought the pageant just dragged on. It was just like, oh my gosh, like there was nothing fun to watch. It was just dragging on and on. Before I get into the actual pageant, just a couple thoughts. Watching the girls come out, I was like, have they raised the age limit to like 45? These women looked a lot older than their ages. Didn't like that. I also don't like, for those of you who watched, instead of like introducing themselves and like, I am Miss Missouri, Shandy Fennessy, they were saying, I am your Miss Missouri. You're mine? Like what? That was weird. A lot of girls did that. Very weird. And a lot of girls did this with their arms out when they would, what host does that? That was weird. A lot of girls did that. I feel like one girl might have done it and the others were like, oh, that looks good. I'm gonna do that. And then this is a very Miss America thing that a lot of girls did this, like this double wave. What is the double wave? Is it like showing more excitement? Like, is that why you're using 2 hands instead of 1? That was weird. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding really negative, guys, but like there was just little to, you know what was good? There were some contestants that were really great, and I'm gonna get to them in a minute. Also, I mentioned earlier, I don't like the next candidate. It's like, candidate? Am I watching like a political debate? This is Miss America. It's a contestant. It's okay. A contestant doesn't make her any less than. They also only had 3 judges. I kind of want a little bit more than that, and they were all women, former title holders. That's nice having former title holders, but I also, like I've said in other pageants, when you win, you are to appeal to lots of different people, not just women and former title holders. So when I hear little feet, I'm totally gonna be disturbed. We'll see, he might be coming in here. So I had a problem with that. Okay, so they announced the top 10. I did think that New York stood out, but she did a monologue, which I'm not a big fan of monologues in talent. I don't know, I just wanna see something that a girl has studied at for years. Piano, voice, something where she's actually trained in. Alaska. So I actually wrote down very early, real and personable. She stood out to me from the beginning. Cut into the chase, she won. Not surprised. I feel like she was the best. Illinois, Massachusetts, Oregon. Oregon, I think, had the best talent. She played the piano and sang, and it was more relevant, I feel like. A lot of the talent at Miss America is not really relevant. And when we have shows like American Idol, America's Got Talent, American Idol, stuff like that, we want relevant, awesome talent. We don't want standard like Miss America stuff that's hard to get through. So I thought Oregon had the best. So Alabama, I actually didn't care for her. I thought she was kind of going out of her way for attention right before she was called into the top 10, like how she came out and she was just waving at everyone in the audience, like, everyone's like, do you see me, judges? I'm so in the moment. I didn't care for her so much in that moment. DC, Florida did a really good job of dancing. Utah, Texas did violin. Great. So they, with the talent, they did this TikTok video thing, which I also didn't care for because it was just kind of contrived. They, shot it. Some of the girls, I think, probably had editors that worked on it to help put it together because a couple of the girls worked with news stations. I just wasn't a fan of that. It didn't add any value where I was like, oh, I like that girl. I think it would have been better for her to stand on stage and actually deliver something. Now, just another mistake that shouldn't have happened at this level. They're announcing the girls to come out for talent. And I was like, where's Alabama? They skipped over her. I was like, oh, maybe she was getting dressed. They go to the next girl. They finish them. I was like, where's Alabama? Then they bring her out. And I was like, all right, finally, Miss Alabama. Well, they bring her out, and I hear my husband trying to take the kids away. They're like, no, we want to talk about pageants too. They bring her out, she does a violin, and the microphone doesn't even work. So all you hear is the background music, and you just see her going to town on her violin, and you have no idea what the hell she's playing. And then her mic did pick up, and it was brilliant. It was great violin music. But you didn't hear that first part. So it cuts to commercial and you're like, she got gypped. Comes back from commercial and they allow her to have a second chance, which sounds great. Yeah, give her a second chance. There's nothing like the first impression, people. Like, because I had heard it that first time, I was like, that was awesome. The second time I was like, it's okay. I didn't have that same impact. So I do think that that screwed her. There's no better word for it. So then they get to the top 5, Alabama, New York, Massachusetts, Oregon, Alaska. I did like the top 5. I agreed with that. But they did like a panel style question at this point where one judge would just kind of get into a conversation with them. But I feel like their answers, and it's a very Miss America thing, it feels very rushed and fast and stressed. And I just kind of want them to take a moment, take a breath. I know you're timed. I know you don't have a lot of time to do this, but just take a moment. And I love it when a girl has a reaction to a question before just the perfect answer. So if she can that's actually, and one girl, I think it was Alaska actually. Was it Alaska? I don't recall who it was. I think it was Alaska who had a reaction and said something like, you know what, that's a really great question that you're at, and then went into her answer. And I did like that. So they announced 4th runner-up Oregon, 3rd runner-up New York. And then my Peacock recording stopped because the time allotment was, I guess, done. So I was like, oh, and here's how much I cared about the pageant. I didn't even Google around looking for watching the winner happen. I do know that Alaska did win. Emma Broyles, I think her name was. And I do have to say that she's, I think, the best choice. She was very fresh, very real. I do think she's gonna have a great year. Well, okay, I think the Miss America system is going to have a great year with her because I think she's beautiful. She's very personable. I think she's going to connect to the people she's talking to. And I pray that you do have a good year. We've heard from title holders in the past who don't have the best experience. I just pray that you really do and really monopolize the year. Get yourself out there as much as you can. Make connections, network, pull on those later after the year. But I do have to say, I just wish, like the whole Make America Great Again, I want hashtag Make Miss America Great Again. Can somebody just step into the role of Miss America CEO and just change it? Can that please happen? You know, like my husband today, he was like, I was filling him in on everything because he wasn't in town. You know, he watches all the pageants with me. And he was like, but pageants aren't really relevant anymore. And I was like, I'm sorry. Yes, they are. If you look at like any other country outside of America, it's extremely relevant. Any South American country, for the Philippines, there's so many countries where pageants are a big deal. And they're a big deal here in the US as well. But when you get crap like this on a streaming device where you had to have known about the pageant in order to even tune into it, you're going to get fewer ratings. And then when the lighting's cutting out and you can't hear the talents and this mess is happening on stage and the girls don't look like the Miss America contestants, I'm going to say it, from 20 years ago, nobody's going to want to watch again. So if we can just get in there, like dust our hands off, do the hard work and make it great again, we could get back to the Miss America we all knew and loved. So anyway, I'll just finish on this. They kept saying the 100th Miss America, she's the 100th Miss America. It has been 100 years since Miss America started in 1921 on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. But there was a number of years where the pageant didn't even take place early on. And then we didn't have the pageant last year. So this isn't this is 100 years since it started. But this is like, I don't know. Somebody tell me, is it like the 90th, 91st, 89th Miss America? It's not the 100th. So that's my thoughts. And I hope this is not the last Miss America review I will do. I hope it's not. I hope that the right people get in. We get it back to what it was. We get the dang swimsuits back. Like Gretchen Carlson stepped in. I call her the Grinch the Gretch that stole swimsuits, because she stepped in, she took swimsuits away, took gown away. Like the girls come out in gown for a hot second to be announced into the top 10. But I want to see a gown presentation. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being in a gorgeous gown, doing your beautiful walk? You know, years past, you had your dad with you or some male figure and you walked with him. What's wrong with that? And swimsuit, they say that it like dehumanizes the woman, that it subjectifies her. Okay, so what about the countries where women are not allowed to show any part of their body? They're not allowed to. The fact that we live in America and we can show our bodies and be proud of it and not risk persecution over it, we should be celebrating that. And any hard work that we do on our body, like, I want to show it off and be like, look at my muscles, look at, not have it covered up in an interview suit and do my little, and then I always say, whenever I was Miss USA and people were saying like, well, is swimsuit really relevant? Yes, it is. Not because we're looking for the perfect body. We're looking for someone who is physically healthy and has the stamina. Because the year that you have as Miss USA, Miss Universe, Miss America, it is so intense. I was in as many as 3 states in one day, doing appearances in each state, hopping on a plane, going to the next state, hopping on a plane, going to the next state. You are working from morning to night. I got Christmas Day off. The next day I was on a plane. My grandfather passed away when I was Miss USA. I didn't get to go to his funeral. I was working nonstop. I helped to raise over $30 million for breast cancer research. I was going nonstop. If I was unhealthy, and you can see that when someone's wearing a swimsuit, if they're truly healthy or not. If I was unhealthy, there's no way I could have done my year. I would have been laying in bed, exhausted, or getting sick. So that's why I think swimsuit matters, because you want that girl with the stamina. And it also shows that she cares about her body. And like I said, I'm not looking for a size 2. I'm looking for what is the best you. Is it maybe you're more muscular and you have like a stronger build, a stronger frame. Maybe you are more thin. Maybe you're a bit more curvy, but it's the best you. And I did not see that on stage. I saw a few girls at Miss America 2022, but I saw a lot that I feel like gained that pandemic 15. So anyway, the pageant itself was disappointing. The pageant system has been disappointing lately. I do hope that changes are made. I do think that Miss Alaska is a fantastic choice. I hope that she breathes new life into the system. I hope that she inspires the directors to change it a bit. And I want to see swimsuits come back. I want swimsuits and gowns. So that is my 2 cents. I'm sorry if I offended some people, because I know that some people are diehard fans, and I was too, till I got burned one too many times. So let me know your thoughts, post them below. And hopefully this is the last bathroom beauty queen beauty pageant recap that I will do. Hopefully that I can move into other rooms of the house. But till then, thanks guys, bye.